All right, welcome to 9-ball practice. So I may go through a couple of racks in this particular video. 9-ball's a little bit faster than 8-ball, um, but just some simple things. I tend to break from the corner. I don't really slam the balls. I just try to play for control. Try to hit the one ball dead full. The wing ball, the 5 here, should go in the corner. I am not trying to make the one. A lot of times the one will go in the side. That's not really what I'm trying. I usually like the one ball to kind of bounce off the rail over here, and then I try to have the cue ball kind of bounce back and stop somewhere here, so I have a shot at the one. It's a little bit easier to try to guarantee a shot when you're playing like a standard 9-ball rack, whether it's APA or whatever, and the one's on the spot, not the 9, not like a professional tournament now where they have to hit a cut break to make the one and keep shooting. If I make the one, I probably missed my spot, and and then I have to hope that the 2 ends up somewhere playable, and that's the whole point, is to really play this for control and have a shot after you break. So let's see what we can do. Also, I want to point out with 9-ball practice, I miss a lot. I tend to try things that maybe I wouldn't do, and a lot of times with 9-ball, sometimes in practice, playing more safeties and stuff isn't something I like to do. I like to maybe try those difficult shots in case they come up, and then sometimes I'll shift gears, and I will play it more like a actual match play or tournament play, and look at the rack more for how I would play if I was playing against someone else. But a lot of times in practice, I get a little more aggressive, so you will see me miss quite a few shots. I do want to point out that as I was warming up before I started this video, I did run a 4-pack, so I was playing quite well, and I probably wasted it. So now that we've got this video going, I'm probably going to miss everything. So let's go. Nice and controlled. And see, I made the one, and you see how the cue ball came over to the side rail here. So I missed my spot. I didn't hit it dead full. It hit off to the side, and the one ball went in the side pocket. Which, is fine. I mean, you want to make balls on the break. I also made the wing ball, like I said. So the 5 ball went in. 2 balls on the break is fine. I ended up with a shot on the 2. And the 3 ball's in a good spot. So we are going to go ahead and go forward with this rack here. This is going to be a little tough because this angle that's in here on the 2 to pocket it here in the corner will generally send the cue ball straight into the rail and then come right back towards these balls. And so, when you're playing a ball off the rail and it's a little lengthy and cutting a ball you don't necessarily really want to hit a lot of English, you really just want to kind of smooth the ball in. That's kind of what I'm going to go for here. I'm going to play this nice and easy. Hopefully the speed will be good enough to where I don't hit into these balls. I'd like the cue ball to just kind of come right back out here if I can hold that speed. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. Well, I overcut it. Still went in, but I went behind the 7 because I overcut it. So that carried more speed than I wanted. Let's see if I got a shot. Kinda. This is probably going to be a little mini swerve. Yeah, that's what it looks like. A little mini swerve here. And hoping I can hang on and not run the cue ball by. So we're going to jack up a little bit and hit this just a little bit of spin. See if we can turn it around the edge of the 7. And I hit it too hard and jammed the 3 into the rail. All right. So now we don't have much of a shot on the 3. There's a combo here, which is generally not the best way to go. Again, in instances like this, maybe you're looking for a safety or something to play. There's not a whole lot here. Probably the best shot is to try to just cut the 3 ball into the rail over here, and let the cue ball run up to the 4. Play it nice and easy. But we don't do that when we're practicing 9-ball. We're going to hit this combo because we want to have fun and want to try to make this thing. See if we can get out from here. And we drilled the combo, but didn't draw the cue ball at all. Pretty shot on the combo, but the cue ball didn't go anywhere near where I wanted it to go. So now we have a bank shot on the 3. And with the 6-ball right here, kind of just play this 3-ball nice and easy and let this thing open up. It's almost on the line here. We're just inside the pocket and we're going right at this diamond, so that would come up just short. If we play it a little on the soft side, it should open up and get to the side pocket here. Oh, I hit that. I actually cut that into the rail. I just did that really bad. That's some quality stuff right there, folks. All right. So now we got a nice little shot on the 3 here. Angle to play. The 6 is right here. Our best bet is to actually just pocket this ball, let the cue ball run to the rail, and then come right back. We don't need to do anything crazy. Any kind of angle out here on the 6 is fine because the 7 can go in the same pocket. So we really just want to hit the center of the cue ball and let the cue ball run to this 3rd diamond here, and then come right back out. I hit that way too soft. I'm going to have a shot on the 6, but not what I wanted. And we're going to do something similar here. We're actually going to hit this bank shot because it shapes the 7 still. A little bit of right hand English. Cut this towards the diamond and nice and easy. Let it open up and let it open up too far. So now this is kind of built in. If I can cut the 6 in the corner, the cue ball should go the 2 rails by the 7. We don't need any spin here. We actually don't want any kind of spin. Is just going to throw it hard here and have it come this way. We want it to hit the rail and actually come straighter, even if we hit the 8. And we went right in between, which is perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. I did hit a little on the firm side, but we are still at the table. And this is kind of a simple drag shot. So we're going to hit a little low on it, but let that not hit it hard enough to where the draw holds and it turns over. So that slows our speed down on the way to the 7, but it does turn over, so it ends up following it after the fact. And then we got the cue ball to roll forward a little bit for this really nice angle on the 8 that we can hit just a hair below center, nice and easy. So we have that straight in 9. And we have to actually make the ball though. So now we have this wonderful angle on the 8. Try to take a look and see how this is going to go. I do believe we're going to try this to test the table. I'm going to hit this actually really high. I'm going to see if I can get this to follow and just double really close to the pocket without scratching. If I scratch, so be it. We'll go on to the next track. Really want to test this angle here. This looks like it's going to go right in the corner pocket now that I'm down on it, but we're gonna try. Yep, got it to double. So it was really, really close. Got to do what I wanted. That's I hit it a little tentative, but I mean that thing hit right there. So, and it looked it when I was down over that ball. So now we just go ahead and cut the 9 in and move on to the next rack. So like I said, I got all my breaking runs out of the way before I actually started filming. But this is what I do with 9-ball. I like to try stuff. I don't want to make my practice sessions serious all the time. There's fun shots there. I want to try them, test myself with some things, and then, like I said, every now and then change gears and play a little more serious, almost like I'm playing a match against myself. But for right now, we're not going to do that. Now, racking is also another important factor for you APA players out there. You actually rack for your opponent. And so there's actually, you'll notice there's a very specific way I rack the balls, which is actually kind of racking against myself, but I do it because there are some people that have told me about this in the past, and sometimes you might run into somebody who also knows to do this. Obviously, you have to put the one ball in the front and 9 ball in the middle. These back 2 balls, the 2 and the 8, are there for a reason. They almost never go in on a break. And because of the way the rack is set up, they generally, especially the 2 ball here, will stay on this side of the table, while the 1 ball goes this way. Also, if somebody does make the 1 on the break, the 2 ball is still back here, and the cue ball usually ends up somewhere over here. So there's not much of a shot. And that's kind of the point behind setting the rack this way. So when you set a rack for your opponent, especially in APA play, because you're just setting it, these back 2 balls, I do that, the 2 there, to keep them separate. And for the more kind of mid-range and lower level players, having the 8 here keeps it on the table. And there's just something to be said for a mental block that mid-range to lower level players have at shooting an 8 ball. They're so used to playing 8 ball, maybe 9 ball something new to them, or don't have a whole lot of experience at 9 ball. So that 8 ball is still a mental thing, like this is the last ball, and people get nervous over shooting an 8 ball, regardless that we're playing 9 ball and the 8 ball doesn't mean anything. It's just another point. I still like to keep it on the table. Some people just have a problem with it, so it's good to set the rack like that. So we're going to try to hit this a little more controlled, and I'm going to try to hit my spot on the 1 this time. See if I can do that. And actually hit my spot this time. The 1 ball still went in. It did what I wanted. The cue ball hit and deflected off this way a little bit, and then came down in this general direction. The 1 ball should normally hit the rail here and come with it, and I would have had a shot at the 1. Going back to what I was talking to about the rack, look where the 2 ball is. So this is exactly what I was saying. The 1 ball went in, and the 2 ball is not in an attractive spot. And that is kind of the purpose. Had the 1 ball not gone in, it still would have been down here. And now the shooter is shooting at the 1 ball this way and has to go all the way back here to get to the 2. And so you can kind of see that's kind of the purpose to how I set the rack. I put the 3 ball in front, which I forgot to mention. With the 2 in the back, or the 3 ball was one of the front 2 balls. And so when the 1 ball comes over here, if it goes in or whatever, the 3 ball also comes this way. On a 9-foot table, though, it's important to notice one of the second balls, depending on what side you break from, on 7-footers doesn't happen that much. On 9-footers, that second ball will actually bank into the side sometimes. So you have to pay attention to that depending on the type of table you're playing on. But on a 7-footer, generally, that second ball will hit just above the side pocket and come over here, much like the 3 ball did. So now we have to make the 2 and get back to this wonderful 3. Our angle here is not the best. It's a little thin. So it's going to be hard to control the speed and stay on the 3, but we are going to just put this 2 ball in, or at least try, and hope we can keep it on this line down here and not hit the 8, and just play nice and easy here. Okay, we hit that really good. That actually ended up perfect. We got an angle underneath the 3, and our 5 ball is here. 4 balls down, our 5 ball's right there. This is kind of a dream scenario where we put the cue ball on the 3, because now we are completely in line. Anything I miss from here is just a complete screw up. If I don't run this rack, I'm going to be a little upset with myself. But like I said, I miss a lot. And again, we're here for average pool, not professional pool, or at least I hope you are. because that's what you're going to get. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We got a really good angle. All we need to do is hit this. We're going to hit a little below center and try to pull the cue ball up to the rail here. And then come back out. I'd ideally like to be right in the middle of the table here, past the 7 ball, so I'm not shooting over it, because I do need to get back into the 5 and then try to pull the cue ball over here to get to the 6. So from the 5 to the 6 is a little long, and it's like we're playing a lot of back and forth here on this this particular rack. So that does make it a little bit more difficult. So I do like to hit the cue ball off the 3, have it hit the rail here, and come in between. I would hope to get it to come past the 7. Hopefully I can hit the right speed here, and we'll be good. So a hair below center. Okay, and I did not hit that anywhere near hard enough, but I actually kind of got lucky. It sounds funny, but this is dead straight. And there's actually nothing wrong with that, because I can actually just draw the cue ball straight back. Even with this slight angle here, I'm hoping that it would actually be able to come back on this line, and then give me a shot on the 6. Actually, there's enough here to cheat the pocket. I can go on the other side of the 7. Let me see what I can do here. Yeah, that worked out well. And well, we really yanked that. So now we are super thin on the 6. No worries about scratching. How thin this is, the cue ball is going to hit somewhere here, so we're not really close to that. The concern is the 9, or actually going underneath it, coming off of this rail and going right into the corner pocket, or just short of it. Getting any kind of shape on the 7 ball is going to be a little rough here. Because I have room, I actually feel like I'm going to spin this ball quite a bit. Get this to throw in here, let that spin. If I can get this spin to throw it above the 9, and go from there. Move the ever-present dog bed. Let's see if we can get this to hit right next to the side pocket and then spin around the 9 ball. Oh, I hit right next to the side pocket, but it was right in the point. I mean, we're talking a hair, and I would have gone right around where I wanted to. And now we, once again, have a slightly off angle here. We're to the outside of the 7, so pocketing the 7 ball, the cue ball is going to go this way. So because of where the 8 is, we just need to hit a little below center, just try to stop the cue ball, maybe draw it back a little bit, stay here somewhere in this part of the table so that we can just pocket the 8 and let the cue ball run behind the 9. So let's see if we can go with that. We are jacked up a little bit. Okay, so I didn't hit into that very much. I didn't want more like a stun follow like what happened. I really did want that ball to come back a couple of inches, not forward. So now we are a little thin on the 8. So we're going to need a second rail here. So we're going to come cut the 8 in, hopefully. And then we're going to come 1 and then 2 and then back to where the 8 is. If we hit it hard enough to get a third rail, so be it. But we need to go in that general direction here. And we got a third rail, no big deal, but we are dead straight on the 9. We hit that perfect. Let's go ahead and pop this in. And I tried to miss. There you have a nice little out, and hope you enjoyed a couple of racks of 9 ball practice. I had fun doing it, and hopefully you learned something, and hopefully so did I.